Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Environmental issues are front and center with many governments and their citizens all over the world. Mr. Speaker, even in this House, we have members who want to implement environmental policy at all costs, any cost, even if it hurts Albertans. On the other hand, we have members in this House who believe that we as humans have no impact at all when it comes to the environment. To the Minister of Municipal Affairs, how specifically is your government preparing for future disasters in Alberta given the increase in extreme weather conditions we have seen over the past few years?
Minister of Municipal Affairs.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you for the question. Certainly, the Alberta Emergency Management Agency works closely with the municipal emergency management experts to ensure that they have plans in place to give them the support they need to have those plans in place in terms of responding to disaster. We also continue to work with the federal government in terms of talking about how we can all respond together as a country in terms of how we deal with the continued increase in challenges we're faced with, and I look forward to ongoing communications with them and coming up with some solutions in cooperation with one another.
First supplemental.
Given that during the 2013 floods in southern Alberta, many people experienced tremendous losses, loss of life, precious personal items, and vital documents. As the Associate Minister in High River, I saw firsthand this crisis Albertans were faced with, and it was heartbreaking. To the same minister, is there any work being done on my recommendation in developing a system where Albertans, especially those living in disaster-prone areas, have the ability to pre-register for the disaster recovery program?
Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have to say I'm not familiar with that recommendation. One of the things that we are doing is looking at across the province where there are areas of high risk and how we can work together to reduce that risk. Some of that work is being done in terms of the mitigation work that my colleague in infrastructure is leading, working together with Environment and Parks, and certainly we're happy to work with Albertans to reduce their risk if we are faced with disaster in the future.
Second supplemental.
Mr. Speaker, with your indulgence, I want to be clear. Our caucus fully stands with this minister, the Premier, and their government to support all the efforts in Fort McMurray. But, Minister, tell this House, tell Albertans that you have read the recommendations from the most recent disasters and that you are giving the latitude to the Alberta Emergency Management Agency to exact on those recommendations.
Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have to say, I think that the Alberta Emergency Management Agency team that I have are incredibly amazing, and I have great faith with them to continue to move forward in terms of ensuring the prevention, but also response to disasters as they happen. And you know, Mr. Speaker, I will continue to support them and encourage them and ensure that they have the support they need to be able to do that work freely and without my micromanaging of that experience.